Finglas is a great place. It's a really, really great community. Like, I loved growing up in Finglas.
I was an old son child. We had our ups and downs, good days, bad days.
Of course it still has its problems, everywhere has its problems, but Finglas is no different to any other community. And if there are problems identified, they come together as a team in order to find solutions to these problems.
I had addiction in my own family and there was nowhere in Finglas at the time to go. I was saying, why should I go outside the area?
We have Fast there, we have St Calpa, we have all these services on our doorstep.
We're all going to need help at a certain point in time. And I think when you can get help in your community, it makes the difference.
My addiction was escapism. It's a very miserable, dark place, but we can come out of that. You know, we do recover, we really do.
There's an international movement of recovery and people just want to show people that there is a way out.
People in recovery are going through a process of transformation, and it's all about instilling in the person that you're worth it, you're able to do this, and we're going to help you.
For anyone who's only a first time, it is a bit daunting, do you know what I mean?
In the very beginning it was difficult, it was very difficult. But for those people just to know that when they're ready, there is that support there and you can succeed.
After leaving residential, I decided I wanted to work on my goals for myself, and one of those was to further my education. But to do that I needed the support, so I came to St Calpa. Then last year I got offered a place on the Trinity Access programme. I graduated with a first, and that gave me the confidence I needed to apply for a level 8 degree in law, which I just received my place for.
A lot of people in recovery, they're extremely resourceful and they have learned skills, probably on a negative effect that they can now put into a positive effect.
It's getting yourself out there into the community and letting people know, this is me, this is where I'm at, and if I can help one person, just one, that'll have made my day.
What we give back to the community, we get back ourselves tenfold. The community of Finglas have a big role to play in supporting people in recovery, and the best way to do that is to engage them in whatever is going on in our community, in our village, and to give them the support and love that they need along the road to recovery.
And the more we support those people, the more we're able to minimise the negative impacts of the drugs trade.
If you give trust and vision, and we all come on board together, it's like sewing and knitting, connecting the fibres of the community together.
Social inclusion does not mean that we will work with one section and that we work with another section because of what they might be or what we think they might be. The only way to break down those barriers is by community engagement.
We go out on the street, we engage young people that aren't engaging, we help them to assess where they are, and we link them in with all the relevant services around that they might be having issues engaging with. When you get them to realise that they can ask for the supports, they can ask for the links, the young people do thrive.
Young people do need backing, they need support. They don't need a heavy hand, they need a helping hand. They were a blank canvas when they were babies, but along the years, people put layers on them.
Because you're used to beating yourself up, you're only such and such, you're a junkie, you're a scumbag. But all them labels are slowly coming off.
We're all very aware that there's a lot of stigma attached to addiction.
The language is vital in regards to being inclusive, because by including people, more gets done. You know, it's like together everyone achieves more. If you do something good for someone, you feel good about it as well. You know, it's about looking at what's strong, not at what's wrong. And I think together, being inclusive as a community, as Finglas, we can achieve more.
To be honest with you, I'm in awe of anyone who's in recovery to make that big step forward, just to say no to that life and say yes to a life of positivity.
I would tell anybody not to put limits on themselves, don't judge themselves, don't be hard on themselves. Push yourself and try and reach every goal that you've ever had, because it's totally possible.
If you put the work in and and you're willing, committed, people can get this.
It blows me away from where I'm coming from to what I'm doing today, you know?
Coming into recovery, you can live. So that's the part for me, seeing people regain lives.